Tonight, we wrap up our incredible docuseries, Rising Up. It's been a 5-part series. Tonight is the final episode. We wrap things up with a discussion on hope for the future. Take a look.
Of course, you see the black faces, but you see the Asian, the Latino faces, you know, the white faces. I loved it. It gave me hope.
I can only hope that our young generation continues to fight the way they're fighting, continue to march, to continue to demand for justice and respect.
If you want peace, be it. If you want to love, be it. You can be whatever you want. Or you could be a racist bigot, and you can be that too. So if whatever you want, be it. I want peace.
Two voices that you just heard from in that preview. Join me now, Cece and Romeo from the KDAY morning show, 93.5 KDAY. You know what? First of all, y'all, you know the folks at KDAY are my heart, because that's what I'm going on a road trip in the next couple of weekends, and that's what I bump to as I head out on the road. Cece, what a beautiful thing to see you. Romeo, it's been a long time since I've had a chance to catch up with you. You two really needed to be part of this conversation. And I want to talk to you about what led you to, Cece, let's start with you, how you said, look, put me in, I want to be part of this today.
Well, you know, during the whole, year, what was going on with the whole George Floyd situation, it was really important for us to display the Black and brown unity, but we do that anyways, and we've been doing it for years. So when, you guys contacted us, it was so important for us to be a part of it, because we have been talking about this every single day on our morning show.
Yeah, we have. And it was just, it's something we do, like Cece says, each and every day for KDAY Nation and for our listeners out there. And we felt like, look, we have 2 feet down, 10 toes to the ground when it comes to the community. So we knew what it was about. We wanted to make sure they knew that we were there for them. We supported them. And, we were doing a pandemic. So it was a time where, like, we had to deliver just like you deliver. We had to let people know what was going on in the streets during that time.
Well, and that's the thing, right? I mean, we leaned on you, and the community leaned on you in a unique way this last year, right? Not only because of the fact that you were these voices coming into our homes when we felt like we were so disconnected from people and so far away from our community and the people we love, but then also to sort of navigate and be real and raw with what you both were experiencing in the wake of George Floyd's murder. You heard a lot from people in the community, Cece. I know you had your foot on the ground in South LA talking to folks and hearing from folks. What, in terms of moving ahead and looking forward, because the work's not done. That's the thing we recognize, right? There is hope, but
yes. No, the work isn't done. There is hope, like you just said. It gives us hope that I love seeing that people were standing up. Yeah. And people were speaking up for what's right, because at some point you have to choose a side, right or wrong. And the fact that I saw so many people of color standing up, it really did give me hope. Is the fight done? No, we have to continue, and we have to continue, to go ahead and speak up when we see, social injustice, right before our eyes. And it was hard for me and Romeo, because we are Black and brown. So, and we live in the city, we live in the same communities that our listeners live in. So we experienced, and we were going through so much, so we had to really navigate being radio personalities and also to having our certain own personal emotions tied to it, because we're people of color and we've experienced certain things.
Absolutely. And on top of that, growing up, I thought history would be told to my son about the civil rights movement in the 60s, not knowing that we would relive something like that all over again. But this time around, when you look at the people that were there for Black Lives Matter, for the protests, it was Black, it was brown, it was
different
white.
this time, wasn't it, Romeo?
Something different about this time.
And there was another energy that was different too, right? The mobilization and activation of our young people has been profound. And, I got a little more age on me than you both, but I think that and you have a hand in that and a voice in that community with our younger listeners and our younger viewers, keeping them motivated to keep working, right? Keep that effort, keep that momentum going.
Right. I think we were all proud to see the younger generation get out there and protest and march and speak up and be socially aware. And I think that's what we want to do as older people. We want to take younger people and help them to become better people. And I think that's what we saw, you know, through 2020, going into 2021. And it really made me proud because there, you know, we were dealing with, you know, COVID-19 at that time. So there were certain people at a certain age that couldn't get out there and protest
Sure.
because of health issues and they were nervous. So you know what? It was beautiful to see the younger generation get out there and say, you know what? You stay home. We're going to get out
As
there in
our
the streets and we're
proxy.
going to protect.
Yeah, you know, Romeo, you also, by the way, I don't know how y'all do all the things you do and then additionally add other things on. You also have a show on Fox Soul called The Black Report. And I understand that came about largely because of George Floyd. It needed another conversation, another voice on Fox Soul to talk about what you were seeing.
Yeah, it was important to have that voice, you know, for people of color, for black people, for brown people to get up there and say, look, these are the stories that are not being told. You're not hearing all the real facts. Here are some of the other things that are going on that you should know about. So it's about being informative. And it come at the time where the show really just started taking off. So it was really hard to deliver that news because we're like, this really happened in our country in 2020. Unbelievable.
It's a moment that, you know, we had a front row seat to history. I want to thank you both, by the way, for your participation in the docuseries. They worked so hard on it. It was terrific having your voices involved. And it was really great for me to connect with the both of you today and reflect a little bit. I want to point people to episode 5. You're going to hear more from Cece and Romeo tonight on episode 5, tonight at 6 p.m. And by the way, if you're behind or if you missed any of the episodes, you can watch them all on foxla.com. Let me shout out our friends at KDAY on the morning show. Weekdays 5 to 10 if you're driving. And if you're just chilling, make sure you have that on in the background and they'll keep you company and keep you on point. Thanks so much, both of you. Big hugs.
Thank you so much for having us.
Take care. We'll be right back.